So all that we've kind of been covering and talking about, is kind of they're not separate things. These aren't like little fragmented things. They're all part of one cohesive whole. And gender-based violence and all that that you're striving with your work to protect and kind of work with has this kind of one element that we haven't yet really talked about, which is marriage and kind of its role in society and in family for these relationships to really kind of take form and shape. So tell me a little bit about where you're coming from with that.
Well, all of these issues that our clients are suffering, every single one of them, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's female genital mutilation, honor crimes, any of them, they are all just symptoms of a larger illness. And the larger illness is the lack of equality of women and men. And equality of women and men is figured out in the family. And it is figured out between a husband and wife, most importantly. And if there isn't that equality between a husband and wife, you then have the forms of violence that we are talking about. You have examples for children that are unhealthy and perpetuate inequality and possibly violence. But it's until we get that right, until we get marriage, which is the kind of most important expression of the equality of women and men, and therefore relationships, partnerships between men and women, right, we will not solve any of these problems. And so, while my work is at that other side of the spectrum, I mean, we do Band-Aid work, right? Like when people come to us, they are either facing imminent harm or they have been harmed, and people need that. But it would be great if we weren't needed. I would be very happy if we were put completely out of business because nobody was being violent with one another. And so really the solution is to fix it at the start, to fix it in the family, to fix it within the context of marriage, and to fix the partnerships between men and women so that they are healthy, they're equal, they're loving, and they're nonviolent.
That is the goal, but I think as a guy, there are so many things that are just subconsciously floating around that, every once in a while, I hit a mine and I'm like, whoa, okay, how did that blow up just now? Why is, and it's not malicious, it's not intentional. In undergrad, I took psychology of women. And I was a lightning rod. I couldn't say anything in that class. If I said one thing, it was just out of learning. It was like...
You were attacked.
Yeah.
That's just because of the pent-up stuff.
Yes.
Sure. And so, I think, you probably know this, but even in that environment, it wasn't probably about you and your question, it was about the symbol of you and who or what you represented. So, and this is true on any issue, right? I have a friend who used to call me and say, I just need to yell at a white person right now. Can it be you? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I think, I think we all have to, and so you were the man in the room. So don't take it personally. It may have, you could have said one little thing and a woman might be like, see, oh man, this is what happens to me all the time. So, but thank you for being in the class, and thank you for allowing yourself to be the lightning rod. So how do we unpack that? I don't know the answer. I think part of it is understanding and learning, which has to do with also asking questions. And I think that's a conversational skill that some men are blessed with, but not all men, how to ask questions. And then kind of and hear the answers, both things being said and unsaid. But that one thing will go a long way to reaching this. There are different ways that men and women think too, and to really understand that as well. Because I think that sometimes we can speak a little bit of a different language, and even in that conversation be misinterpreting each other. They'll look down, apologize for what they're about to say before they say it, and then discredit what they've just said after they say it. And they'll accompany that with all kinds of disarming body language, like doing this or kind of hunched shoulders or whatever. Men, on the other hand, will talk to each other unapologetically.